Today we kick off the new series, and with me in studio is Oasis CEO Mr. Adam Ebrahim. Adam, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Shafiq.
Adam, let's start off with the fact that this show featured during Ramadan, very popular. What's the reason for now expanding it to a weekly program?
Shafiq, you know, we've been on a journey, an 18-year journey, and that journey has been partly to empower and to look after the wealth of Muslims and to give them the tools to make decisions and guide them so that they make the right decisions, because they get bombarded with a lot of information and sometimes very sensational information. And so when news is very good, it's very sensational, and when news is bad, it's very sensational downwards, which creates this feeling of fear and greed, and which creates volatility and very often makes people do the wrong thing. Secondly, as you become wealthier, and we all become wealthier every day through education, through hard work, and as you become wealthier, more and more people start looking at you as a potential client. And you need to be able to take all the information that you're getting, sift through it, and appropriately make the right decision for you and your family. So this is the part that we're putting in place. It's been an 18-year journey to empower, to help Muslims and inform them, and help all people, in fact, to inform them of what is out there, put it in a paradigm, give them some tools so that they can actually make the decisions themselves. But importantly, no matter what happens out there, our primary objective is for Muslims and all South Africans and everybody to sleep peacefully at night and not worry about their money. Let your money not become a burden. Let your wealth not become a burden. Let it be something that liberates you. And this is part of this process.
Adam, to continue the process, today we see the markets experiencing the words fluctuation, volatility, people are worried about the rand, etc., etc. How do we understand all of this?
Shafiq, you know, if you're involved in an economy, if you live, if you breathe, it involves risk. You're breathing bad air, but the body is used to it, and the body gets used to it, and and the body kind of prospers. If you just were in a total isolated environment, clean environment, your body wouldn't have built up resistance to deal with good times and bad times. So economies grow over the very long term at about 2.5% to 3% per annum, and that's sustainable for all the globe, the world. And so some countries will go faster and some countries will grow slower, but it's not a straight line. It's kind of an up and down, okay? And so we know that over time it will grow, and we know that we have to be there because we have to work, we have to eat, we have to have homes. And so we participate in the economy every day. We can't say, I'm going to sleep today and not going to participate from here on. Okay? So we're part of the economy, and we know that this is volatility, and we need to be prepared for that volatility, and you know, we need to train. I think you're a surfer, aren't you? You're a surfer, so the wave creates, it's never consistent, but it's incredibly beautiful. Okay? It's exhilarating when you ride that wave. It's great for the mind, it's great for the body. You physically, enjoying yourself and strengthening yourself, but you're enjoying nature. So that wave that you enjoy surfing is very similar to the economy, very inconsistent, but it's something of immense beauty, because with that comes an improvement in the quality of life, an improvement in wealth. We can do the things that we want to do. We can provide for those less fortunate. But if you just slept and didn't participate, you couldn't enjoy life, and you couldn't. So don't let the cycle of the economy overwhelm. Know that it's there. Know that it will grow over the long term, and have a plan and be resilient to taking being prepared for these peaks and valleys. And ultimately, you know, if you have a financial plan, and if you have a work plan and a career plan, then over the very, very long term, and if you're prudent, you'll do incredibly well. So don't let the news of these fluctuations really destabilize you.
So are you saying in essence that we shouldn't be hidebound by negativity? Yes, life does have its bumps in the road, as it were, but if we're negative, we make no progress. So in other words, are you saying, let's be positive?
I think if you know anything about me, and you know a lot about me, because we've been having these chats in radio for the last 18 years, yes, unless you're positive but prudent and aware, and you know, we're not saying walk around with a blindfold. We're saying be aware of your surroundings, be prudent, be careful, and know what's happening. And that's part of what we're doing here today, empowering people. And then you come up with a plan to deal with the situation, and you have a long-term plan, okay? And sometimes the plan involves dealing with joy, and you deal with it. And there's times when the plan involves dealing with sadness, you deal with it, and you get on with life, and that's what makes us all, makes life so interesting. So that's the wave of the economy. So just don't let it destabilize you. Don't feel horrible. What's very important though, make sure that you remain competitive from a skills point of view, from a career point of view, that you look after your job, you look after your career, and you look after your wealth. If you do all of that, then you will be of those that prosper. And if everybody does that, then everybody will prosper, and everybody will be prepared for this wave. And we will all be able to pay our zakah, we'll all be able to do our sadaqah, we will all be able to look after the poor, create a balanced society. Not this, I'm really happy today because I'm making 10 Rand. You haven't made it. It's gone up 10%. You haven't sold it, okay? And now it's fallen 10%, I've lost 10 Rand. You haven't lost it, okay? It will grow only when you sell and you buy. Do you actually crystallize the gain or the loss? And by the way, if you sell at the bottom, okay, if you look at the experience, you know, Oasis was formed in 1997. We've had so many crises and you know what? 100,000 Rand invested at the beginning in 98 is worth 3.3 million Rand today. Now, every time if you sold, I'm not sure what it would be worth. And if you sold at the bottoms all the time, I think you'd most probably be worth about 10,000 or 20,000. So just let it, you know that there's going to be this wave. Enjoy it and let us focus on your wealth.
Adam, do you think that part of the whole way of understanding what we're talking about, like life itself, is a long-term project? We all hope to live to a long age. Would you say that financial investment, looking after wealth, is equally a long-term project?
It is, but you need a plan. You know, you need a plan, and so what you need to do is diversify. So you start off with your remuneration from your career. But if that's the only income that you have, and something happens to you, you will be in a state of poverty, and so will your family. So the state provides certain grants to minimize that, so that reduces risk. Then you invest. So the state actually participates. So everybody's talking about how the state takes away, but the state that grants, it may not be a lot, but it ensures that nobody will be left behind. Okay, may not be wealthy, but you will be able to eat. So that diversifies. Then thirdly, you invest, and so you may have rental income, you may have investment income. That all diversifies and it all reduces your risk. So by the way, if you have this long-term investment plan, prudent plan, you take, remember we have this one, when we talk about bonuses, we say take 1/3 spend it, 1/3 pay debt, and 1/3 invest. If you just take that approach and you take it to the long term, within 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you'll have the flexibility to do all of these things. So if you do lose your job, and that can happen, you're well protected. If you retire, and that will happen, inshallah, you'll be protected. So a long-term plan, being prudent, is a very important element.
You are watching the Oasis Focus on Finance show. We're talking with Oasis CEO Adam Ebrahim. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.